Girl is chillaxing right now. You know what I'm saying? I decided to come on here and do a live and see how y'all doing. Along with seeing if you all have um, gotten a chance to see this video that I seen that had been surfaced, y'all. And I'm like, I am like so taken back by this. Like, I cannot believe that. I didn't think, my personal opinion, I do not think, which I know that wouldn't stand up in court anyway if someone did call CPS. You know what I'm saying? I know that anyway, that he would, if the child wasn't present and the child wasn't endangered, why would CPS, you know, be concerned if she end up falling off this electrical bike and injuring herself? You know what I'm saying? When the child wasn't present, like that'll be just a waste of resources. You know what I'm saying? And in which the child wasn't even involved. But it's just the fact that the point that I'm trying to point out is that it's not cool and it's not right for people to want to use those funds that's not, you know what I'm saying, that shouldn't even be used. Put like that. They shouldn't use those funds to use towards allegations that were made that would not even stand up in court. So hopefully nobody would take them up on the situation um, to even consider putting her in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? To have her child taken or investigated or removed out of her custody because she is a good mother. She may make some mistakes. We all are not perfect. Remind you, this is this young lady's first child. So nobody has a handbook, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to parenting. Remind you, yes, I feel like, okay, maybe she should have rethink her situation, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting on that electrical bike, knowing that there's a possibility that she could injure herself. I understand that. But oh, excuse me, y'all. Snap peas. I'm still full. But I just think that, it's not right. It's not right. And especially coming from a black man, knowing that our people are already struggling, you know what I'm saying, as it is. And everywhere you look, somebody's contacting CPS, you know what I'm saying, making false allegations, you know what I'm saying, and having not the black man is already basically removed out of the home with the black woman. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's a lot of that's why it's a lot of single mothers out there. You know what I'm saying? But needless to try to remove a child from its mother when the child isn't even present and have anything to do with the accident, all in itself. I'm just like, I'm just taken back that this black man that made these type of allegations about CPS should be in called, CPS should be called upon her. That shouldn't even happen, y'all. Which, I just feel like the subject shouldn't even never came about. Needless to be making a video, you know what I'm saying, about um trying to have the child removed or trying to talk about her parenting, you know what I'm saying, um, not actually being in the home and present to see everything that's going on, but just voicing, their opinion or putting allegations out there, you know, and then talking about a called her a girl and everything else, like, as if she was an unfit parent and this, that, and the other. I think she's doing a damn good job taking care of her baby. Yes, she may have made some mistakes, but who hasn't, y'all? We all been young at some point in our lives and had children. We've been young, we've had children, and a lot of us did not know anything about no damn parenting, but we had to learn. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Why should she be judged because she wants to be able to get out and enjoy herself like the typical young parent does? You see all these people riding horses, four wheelers, you know what I'm saying, ATVs, and everything else, having a good goddamn time enjoying their life. Excuse me, Lord, today's Sunday. But they having a good time, you know what I'm saying? And she didn't know she was gonna fall, but she should have thought about it as a possibility. And if she is the parent, you know what I'm saying, the if she's the legal parent that has to take care of this child, that there's a possibility that she can injure herself. That's something she should have thought about before she actually got on there. Lucky she didn't bust her skull open. Lucky, you know what I'm saying, she didn't have any broken bones. She only skinned herself up, you know what I'm saying, on her shoulder. Or the scapular area, should I say. You know what I'm saying? But it's just sad that, and she, remind you, she's a breadwinner. She's bringing in money to support her child. If she's bringing money in to support her child while she's getting out there putting herself through all this physical abuse, you know what I'm saying, of boxing and getting herself scraped up and getting herself injured and this, that, and the other, she's paving a way for her and her child to have a better future. And if she having a better future by, you know what I'm saying, getting out there, getting in the ring, you know what I'm saying, boxing, you know what I'm saying, getting herself injured and scuffed up and knocked up and banged up or whatever the case may be, then what's the difference of her just getting on an electric bike and riding and accidentally falling off for somebody to say call CPS on her as if she's an unfit parent? That's not good at all. I wanted to know, did y'all see the video? Did y'all see the video that I saw? You know what I'm saying? It was a video with this guy. I think his name was something Monroe or something. And I'm like, he was a black guy. And I'm like, are you serious? This man literally, like, bashed her in a sense. You know what I'm saying? As if she's not a good parent. Nobody's a perfect parent. There's no handbook. We all have to learn from scratch. So I just don't understand, why would he put those type of allegations out there for people to start calling CPS on this young lady, young black lady, when the black man is already removed out the home. Everywhere you look, CPS is being called on somebody, you know what I'm saying? And them trying to remove children out of homes and put them in foster care, knowing that these kids are coming up abused in foster care, knowing some of them are even murdered in foster care. You know what I'm saying? What made them think that this child was going to have a better life being somewhere else other than with its own biological mother? They bashed this young lady ever since she was pregnant. They bashed her ever since, you know what I'm saying, she gave birth to this baby. They bashed her ever since, you know what I'm saying, they found out that, you know, they even made fun of her and her baby and everything with this Charles Barkley stuff and those type of allegations, like, and talking about Blueface and all this kind of stuff not being the dad. I heard all kinds of stories out there, y'all. I just think that it is not right for a person to try to even waste their time and resources, you know what I'm saying, our tax money. Why should they waste our tax money, have CPS come and investigate something like this, and then try to have this baby removed out of the home when this female, this young black female, is doing her job as a mother? I could see if the baby was there. I could see if she tried to ride him on there with her or something like that. I can see why, if with them making those type of allegations. I can see if they mentioned something about CPS then. That's a different story. But for them to actually come forward and say something about, you know what I'm saying, having this child removed, or having CPS, I ain't gonna really say just remove, but having CPS involved. And when CPS, you know what I'm saying, get involved, that they be trying to get people children out of the home. You know what I'm saying? I just can't believe this young black man. And I say he young because, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, of age or anything. I just know I seen the video and I wanted to get other people's opinion about this. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but my personal opinion, I feel like if this female, what is the difference if she's riding an electrical bicycle and injure herself versus her getting out there boxing in the ring, going on reality shows and this, that, and the other, you know what I'm saying, injuring herself or whatever to make coins to provide for her child and herself, building a future for them and trying to build some type of legacy or platform. Like I don't get that. And then to tell down a black woman, you know, I understand we done dealt with a whole lot in the past. We done dealt with a whole lot in the past, you know, of people calling people girls, you know, people outside of our race. Because I am, you know, mixed with a variety of races and stuff. So, but I am considered African American. I am African American. But what I'm saying is, don't mistake me with what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is, as a black woman myself, not having any type of parenting skills, none whatsoever, when I first, you know, started having kids, you know what I'm saying? Not having any type of, you know what I'm saying, training or any type of classes or anything, just having to learn everything hands on from basics and from scratch. Why try to rip those rights away from her? I feel like with him making those type of allegations and making having other people, not really making them, but having other people to even consider, you know what I'm saying, doing that. I think that that was foul of him. I feel like that was a fucked up move on his behalf for him to have even said that, you know, that she get called a girl, you know what I'm saying? And which I think she's a young lady. I think she's doing a damn good job as a mother. You know what I'm saying? She been providing, she been bringing in income, she making sure her baby's fed and taken care of. Yes, she probably made a few mistakes, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, she had to learn along the way. And then I feel like whoever the guy was that was on the phone, you know what I'm saying, that she was speaking to, I feel like he was basically just giving her a reality check. Look, don't go out there and injure yourself. Don't go out there and injure yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't ride on that bike. Don't get on that bike no more. She was saying, they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me. Regardless of whether they told her or not, he just saying, don't get on that bike to injure yourself, knowing that you're the parent, the sole parent that this child has. He didn't want anything to happen to her. Y'all forgive me because it's storming outside. The lights just blink. But she's the legal guardian so far, or the sole parent of this child. And if she's the legal guardian, sole parent of this child, then she need to be in good health to be able to continue providing a living for this child. You know what I'm saying? I understood the point that he was trying to make, and she, you know, after it soaked in a little bit, like I said, a reality check. After it soaked in a little bit, she realized, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna get on there no more. You know what I'm saying? It was time to wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? She, you know, she didn't need to be out there doing that. But her as a young female, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be able to still enjoy life some. It ain't like she was out there, you know what I'm saying, just literally, you know, out there racing cars and running over people and all this other kind of bullshit. She was just out there having a good time with others riding this electrical bike, not knowing that she was going to have an accident. But the point that I'm trying to make, I just think that he went a little too far and hit a little too below under the belt to even put those type of allegations out there of people trying to call CPS and stuff like that on her. Who knows how many times people done already done tried to call CPS? Hell, I had somebody when I was much younger to call CPS on me, and they didn't find shit, and the case was closed. So I didn't understand, it was some old hating ass shit. Cause you know, like I said, in the black community, people try to break you. What they do, they try to break you. They try to have your child removed from your home. Cause especially with her being a fighter. With her being a fighter, knowing how to fight, you know what I'm saying, knowing that she probably quick tempered or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, knowing she got them hands or whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying, and then on top of that, she's not slow and she ain't dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like I just listened to all the shit. Y'all just got to watch the video. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? That right there, that wasn't cool at all. But I just feel like why would he say all this negative stuff about her? You know, and called her slow, called her, you know what I'm saying, a girl, as if her something was wrong with her parents and CPS should be called on her and all this, that, and the other. You know already the black man is majority of them be out of the home. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of black women having to raise children by themselves. It's nothing wrong with raising them by themselves, but I would prefer that, you know, my kids was raised by a single parent. I was a single parent years ago. You know what I'm saying? My sons are doing great. My sons are grown. You know what I'm saying? I got grandbabies. And either way it go, it's just wrong to try to strip that away from her as a young mother and knowing that was her first child, you know, as if she's supposed to know everything. But then you go get with the next motherfucker that ain't even the damn same race, you know what I'm saying? And I don't give a damn what color. They can be motherfucking blue or purple. I don't give a fuck. But my point is, you go get with the next motherfucker and you act like they can know how to raise kids or they know how to do shit, you know what I'm saying, and build a family or and build a home or whatever and provide for their kids. Hell, you'll be surprised, you know what I'm saying, how many other people that literally have children that they don't even take care of their kids, don't even give a damn. And them the ones they don't even call CPS on. And it's really, really sad. Hey baby, how you doing? Say, do I do lives on YouTube? And am I going on? Baby, I am a content creator. I am on Facebook, I am on IG, and I am on YouTube. If you pay attention to any of my videos, if you watch any of my content, I am on other platforms. And I'm trying to get my subscription and everything up to par so where I can eventually end up being able to get monetized through YouTube. I don't have that far to go, but I need at least maybe 5 to 10 thousand followers or 3,000 hours. So my hours are steady adding up. I think it's 3,000, if not 5,000. I think it's 3,000 though, hours. You know what I'm saying? So they can even consider monetizing me. You know what I'm saying? But it's just sad. Like I said, I don't mean to just, jump back to the subject, but this is the topic of discussion. Like, I just don't understand, you know, why these type of allegations were made about this young lady. But like I said, with her being a fighter and her being, because with her being a fighter, she's considered strong. They probably figure she's hard to break. And they know that if she was to break, the only way that she could probably break, you know what I'm saying, would be to hurt her is to remove her child from her custody and try to get CPS involved where she can have an open case and all that shouldn't even came about in the subject. You know what I'm saying? If they were gonna talk about the fact of her having an accident, fine, but not just to put her down and talk about her so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, as a young black woman, this is some of the stuff that some of us go through. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what you're saying. I have my platform right here as Chanel L. Harrison. Um, that's on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for some years. And this is what I go on, which is YouTube. And I also, like I said, I'm on Facebook and I'm on IG. I have a TikTok. I really don't use TikTok like that for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? But majority of the time, you will actually see quite a bit of my content, like I said, over there on Facebook. But yeah, that's basically what I was saying. I just didn't think it was right to try to break this young lady, or even try to put her in a predicament to even have um, her child to even become a subject, even mentioning the word CPS. Like, that was very distasteful and very irritating, and then to hear those words come out of a young black man's mouth. Like, I could not believe it. I'm not here to diss him or anything like that. I just feel like this is a reality check for a lot of our African American sisters that have children. You know what I'm saying? You have kids and you have kids with guys and everything. We all don't have it all put together, and nothing is out there, you know what I'm saying, in no textbook for us to learn like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us had to learn hands on. We learned from our parents, our grandparents, and etc. But they do have classes now, parenting classes that you can learn from. But who says that everything in them parenting classes are correct? Who says that? But either way it go, like I said, I personally, think that it was distasteful for him to even go that route, to even mention the word CPS. It was distasteful that he even said anything about calling her a girl, which was a word that, a lot of people of other race used to use. And some of us still use the word girl now, you know what I'm saying? That a lot of us, the same way they use the N word, you know what I'm saying, as a figure of speech. But he was calling her a girl instead of a young lady. He never once, I never in the video heard him say nothing about calling her a young lady. He only addressed her as a girl, you know, and he just basically like bashed her and talked bad, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's probably because she is Christian Rock, with her being Christian Rock, you know what I'm saying? Um, I just feel like, knowing that she's a strong black woman and that she's a fighter, you know what I'm saying? Um, I feel like they really was trying to say some old foul shit to really try to hurt her and break her, to even have other women that don't like her or her enemies to be trying to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? With them trying to put that out there to even speak, you know what I'm saying, about some of the things that were said, and he was calling her, slow, as if she was dumb and this, that, other. Like, I'm like, I don't think she's any of that. You know what I'm saying? I think she's an excellent, good mother. I think that she need to continue doing what she's doing. She's providing a living for her child. I think, yes, she probably made a mistake by even getting on that electrical bike and probably injuring herself. You know what I'm saying? But and then I also heard that somebody was saying something about she probably did that to keep from having to fight. You know what I'm saying? To go, get in the ring or whatever. But I don't know about that. But I just know personally that that's just my personal opinion, that those allegations should have never been made. You know, um, you should never try to call CPS on anybody if the allegations are not true. And on top of that, never to mix the word CPS into anything where the child is not even, in involved in any type of incidents. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see that baby nowhere around when she was on that electrical bike. I didn't see the child anywhere near the bike. You know what I'm saying? All I saw was her walking away, getting ready to leave, talking on the phone after she had fallen off the bike into the street and this, that, and the other, and with somebody on the phone talking to her, trying to coach her along as far as giving her a reality check for her not to get on there no more and ride, you know what I'm saying, knowing that she got a baby to come home to. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mean to keep y'all that long. Like I said, I was gonna come on here for a brief moment. You know what I'm saying? If y'all like my content, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so when I go live, make sure you support your girl. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, on either platform. Um, Latanya Harrison, LATONYAHARRISON, over there on Facebook. On IG is Latanya Chanel, LATONYASCHNELL. Over here on YouTube, it is Chanel L. Harrison, SCHNELL, the letter HARRISON. So, in that way, thank y'all for tuning in. If you like my content, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And support your girl, y'all. Deuces.